Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down the gauntlet, making them hard. Hard way wrestling straight from the heart. Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling, brother. Did we lose Rob?
Oh, he's there.
Why am I not seeing you on my screen? Reboot and come back in. Reboot and come back in. Huh? Hold on. Boom. I do. I got you in C3. That's why. I hit the wrong button. Let's put the Hawkster in C3, brother. What is gentlemen? Well, happy not so happy Thursday.
Yeah.
We decided we were gonna come on here and do a not quick. We'll see how quick it is, but passing of a legend today. Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, has passed from a cardiac arrest. Reported, I guess, about 1 something this afternoon, or no, 12 something this afternoon, I think.
Yeah.
So TMZ reported at first it was a cardiac arrest. Of course, everybody on this end was like, "No, don't post it yet. It's TMZ.
It's too early.
It's too early. Wait to see." But I got my first report from Sean Ross Sapp. So I trust everything that guy says. So, and he waits on the family to acknowledge it before he actually runs with it completely. So, but Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan passed away today, age of 71. I don't know that I realized he was 71 years old.
I mean, honestly, he was starting to look it, but at the same time, like, he still had that same Hulk Hogan look from the 80s, the 90s up until now. Like he honestly looked older when he was in WCW and had the black beard and the Hollywood Hogan look. But other than that, like, he still looked like he always did. So it was hard to place an age on him.
He didn't have the muscle mass back then either.
Joining us today is a guy who hasn't been here in quite some time, is Rob Frosty Wells.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Rob? How are you doing?
Oh, living life one day at a time.
Are we ever going to get the crackdown? Are we ever going to get the crackdown again? I mean,
are they back to 2 hours yet?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I have to try it out then. I guess
they're back to 2 hours. They're back to 2 hours. Actually, it's a smooth breeze. 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
My schedule's starting to free up a lot now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Stop using those women as hand puppets. You'll have more time for us.
Two hands.
So anyway, Hulk Hogan passed away today. So we're going to just talk about Hulk Hogan today a little bit. We're going to go through some of his stuff going on. Very polarizing. Hulk Hogan was a legend through the 70s and 80s, 90s, the 2000s, up until now. Like, he's still a legend. Not as much like now, because I believe there was a lot of Hulk Hogan days for some people because of some of the controversial stuff he's had over the years. But definitely through the 80s and 90s, Hulk Hogan was that guy. Say
Politics
your prayers.
will ruin you real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. 24-inch pythons. Mine are about 6 centimeters, that is. So Rob, give me your first memory of Hulk Hogan.
First memory of Hulk Hogan would have been WrestleMania 3, obviously. As a kid, I was watching him slam Andre the Giant, and that stuff that I can remember. Later on, obviously, seen him as Thunder Lips and what was it, Rocky 3?
Was it Rocky 2? Wasn't that Rocky 2?
Yeah, it was 3.
Was it 3?
Yep, that was the one with Clubber Lang, Mr. T, which I'm sure that's how he got the role.
Okay.
But yeah, he was in that, and he went on to do, and of course, you got to bring it up, No Holds Barred.
My favorite wrestling movie.
Right? No Holds Barred, which going back now, watching it after watching it as a kid, I realized how bad it actually was.
Yeah.
I was a big I loved No Holds Barred. Zeus scared the absolute shit out of me. Probably not Scotty, because they kind of see eye to eye. But yes, No Holds Barred was an iconic wrestling movie, and then
pun intended. Iconic.
iconic. So Zeus had a little run in the WWF for a short amount of time. Well, terrible, by the way, terrible.
You mean Debo?
Debo, he'd be stealing your chain. That was kind of his gimmick. I can remember the line in No Holds Barred like it was yesterday, and I'm gonna do it right now. You ready? There you go. That's my Zeus, ladies and gentlemen.
What was he calling them? Something jocks. Wrestle jocks or something like that was the line.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the big evil producer or whatever he was calling them. Oh man, what was it? Something jocks, jock heads, jock asses.
Heads?
That's what it was. Jock asses.
Oh.
That's what he called them.
Yeah.
I'll never forget my fondest memory of Hogan, by the way, was, and maybe not so much of Hogan per se, but like WrestleMania 5, right? Him and the Warrior. We watched the pay-per-view all the way up through the break. Everything was good. We had a real bad storm in Hagerstown and it knocked it out. And I didn't get to see the main event. I didn't get to see that main event until probably about 10, 15 years later.
Dang.
Like all the way through. Him, the Ultimate Warrior.
Scotty, you got a memory of Hulk Hogan, and not don't tell me the memory of him banging Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
Yeah, no. No, like I really the first earliest memory I have, and I really wish I could remember which match it was. I know it was a Hogan match because the only reason that they would have done this is for Hulk Hogan. But back in the day, there was a sportscaster by the name of George Michael, broadcasted on Channel 4, NBC4.
You used to do the Sports Machine, right? The George Michael
Sports Machine.
George
Yep.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yep, Sports Machine. A big pro wrestling fan. Loved it. Loved to interview the wrestlers, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish I could remember which match it was. If it was Hogan Taker Survivor Series, Hogan Taker at Tuesday in Texas, or if it was Hogan Slaughter at WrestleMania. I don't remember which one it was, but they put a Hogan match on primetime television, 8 o'clock television, preempted everything else on NBC that night, which is shocking because, again, most everything is, but the local station was willing to do this for a Hogan match. Mm. And I remember, again, I don't remember which one of the three it was, but I remember just watching, and I remember seeing that red and yellow Hogan coming out and just being like enamored. And it was one of those things where it was like, I had kind of already been into wrestling. I had my Hogan figures, but like that was like the big, you saw him on like the promos on the syndicated shows, but you never got to see a full match where he wrestled. That was like Saturday night's main event or stuff like that at the time. You never got to see, and my parents wouldn't let me stay up late for Saturday night's main event. So seeing that on primetime television was one of my earliest memories of Hogan. And then years later, I lost wrestling, wasn't able to watch it. My parents never had cable, so I never got to see him go from, WWF to WCW and all that stuff. But years later, I ended up finding, and then again, remember, this is before the internet, so no way to research anything, no way, and I'm the only one out of my entire friend group that loves wrestling. So I'm sitting here, I just, whatever little bits and pieces of wrestling I can find, I pick it up. So at the time I went to a yard sale, found some old Hulk Hogan compilation VHSs. And at the time I had this little jerry-rigged sound system, 4 speakers, yada, yada. So I got that home that day, popped it into my,
Technique speakers.
Yeah, I don't even know what they were at the time, but
Pioneer floor speakers.
But anyways,
they were this tall.
Yeah,
and they were huge. They were huge.
You pulled the front off, and the speakers were this big.
Yeah,
yeah. My mom had that same set. Yeah.
But pop this VHS into the thing, and like I said, I know something about wrestling, but very little. So I popped this VHS in, and again, starts with Hogan Sheik, and then War to settle the score, and there were some other matches sprinkled in there, but it ended with WrestleMania 1, the main event. And the main event of WrestleMania 1, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, and again, first time I've ever seen this. This is like late 90s. So again, never been able to never gotten a wrestling VHS tape like that before. Getting to see that stuff was like wow for me. And then cut forward to years later when they started putting out DVDs and stuff like that. A lot of the Hogan compilations they had, I picked up. I like the Ultimate Anthology and Hogan's Greatest Matches and all this kind of stuff, so I could see. I knew this legend. Like I said, I had the figures, I had LJNs and Hasbros and all this different kind of stuff. And Hulk Hogan was one of my guys. But to truly get to finally see what he was in action all those years later, like I still pop them in from time to time, and I'll watch the Hulk Hogan stuff because it's got everything from, again, Sheik all the way through WrestleMania 18 with The Rock, and even on beyond that. So,
all right, let's go to the chat real quick. Randy says the first time I watched him beat Iron Sheik, then I got hooked on wrestling. He said his uncle still teases him to this day because he cried because he thought Hogan was going to lose. Double A, Adam Armstrong, my best friend. He was more of a Randy Savage fan, but he loved the Mega Powers. I tell this story all the time. It's how I got into wrestling. I was sick at home one night. I don't even know if this was a pay-per-view. I guess it was a pay-per-view. I don't know how we afforded it because we were broke. Because my family was broke then. It might have been $19.99 then. What were they back there? Maybe $9.99. How much were pay-per-views back in the day?
I think they were like $24.
Were they 24?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for the 80s.
Yeah.
But I was laying sick on the couch, and I remember my great-grandmother, sitting on her recliner, beating on the arms of the chair because she hated the Iron Sheik. She absolutely hated Iron Sheik. And Hogan went back and forth with the Iron Sheik and ended up beating him. The Sheik did not break his back and make him humble. So Hogan wins the title there. That was the first time he won the title, correct? He beat Sheik for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Was that a Mania or was that a Saturday Night's Main Event?
It was just a Madison Square Garden show.
It was just.
Because I still remember to this day that
because he took it off of Backlund, I believe, and then they put it on the Sheik, and then from the Sheik to Hogan.
Yeah, the only way they could have got it off Backlund.
Right.
I remember Hogan walking down the aisle and pointing at the Sheik, and the fans were like right up against him, like he was walking through the crowd. And I grew up. I'm a product of. I was born in the 70s. I'm a product of the 80s and really a product of the 90s. And I was a big I loved superheroes. I loved Spider-Man. These were real life superheroes. Hogan was Superman, right?
Yeah.
These were real life flesh and blood superheroes, and that's how I got cut. Like, this guy is a superhero. Look at the guns on this guy. Look at the pythons. Say your prayers. Eat your vitamins. We couldn't afford vitamins, but I did eat plenty of mashed potatoes so
some grass,
those are memories, and it's just not wrestling connected, it's family connected. Like Hogan brought families together around the TV back in the day. Like, you got to Hogan didn't wrestle that much.
Yeah.
At that time, Hogan didn't wrestle that much. He was an attraction. He was a guy that wrestled maybe once a month, or every once in a while.
He was not on Saturday morning wrestling.
No, he definitely was not fighting Iron Mike Sharp. He was not doing that.
Yeah, right.
So, but so you gathered around a TV, and it was special when Hulk Hogan wrestled. And I can even remember when he first lost. Right? Or when he first lost, he lost to Andre. Was that his first loss? Was Andre? Who was his first loss to? I remember him losing to my grandmother. I'd never heard my grandmother cuss in her life. I'd have to look it up. But
I do remember that he was on. You remember when he was on the Brother Love show and Earthquake roughed him up pretty bad?
Yeah, roughed him up real bad.
Yeah, and they had you sending get well cards and stuff to the hospital, and
to this day, to this day, we don't even know if that was a word, right? We don't know because that's how kayfabe was back in the day. You did not know because wrestling was on once a week, maybe twice a week, but it was once a week, and you had to wait. You had to wait till Saturday night or Friday night or whatever night it was.
By the way, that's something they don't have these days is those little talk shows because somebody got hit or busted up or attacked or whatever. They don't do that anymore.
Marty Jannetty got kicked through the plate glass window in the barbershop. Oh my god! When Pepper hit Snooker with the coconut. Right. They don't do that now. It's like Ms. TV, which is terrible. Right? It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's
right.
In the middle of the ring. Give me that backstage stuff. I rather prefer that. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. But Hulk Hogan, very memorable for a lot of people in a lot of ways. Again, Randy says he was the first wrestler to use music for his ring entrance. I believe that maybe in the WWE or WWF it was, but I think he used ring music when he was in like the Minnesota area. Maybe?
I think he had Real American.
Started that.
No, it goes back even further than that. But Hogan was like, if I remember right, Real American, because I can't remember what compilation I've seen it on, but there was a video of him in the AWA wrestling Bockwinkel, and he comes out to Real American I'm pretty darn sure of it. And anybody out there that can correct me if I'm wrong. But I distinctly remember a clip of something I've seen on one of those compilation things where he had a match with Bockwinkel or a confrontation with Bockwinkel and came out to Real American. And he had
that was AWA then, right? That was AWA.
Yeah, that was AWA. Yeah.
Before that, I believe he used Eye of the Tiger.
Yes, he did. He used Eye of the Tiger.
Mm-hmm. He did use it. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, it was Eye of the Tiger. So
yeah.
But anyway, Hulk Hogan's gonna be remembered for a ton of things. Some good, some bad. So we're gonna get into a little bit of what was it was Eye of the Tiger. We're gonna get into a little bit of so here's some of let's get into it. I'm on Hogan's wiki and I'll take some of this for what it's worth because you just don't absolutely know if it's all true. So
I'm sure people have been editing it all day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna try to proofread it before I get it. So Terry Jean Bollea. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Jean Bollea. Passed away at age 71. Clearwater, Florida. Passed away from cardiac arrest. Active years wrestling 77 to 2012. 80 wrestling acting 82 to 2011. And entrepreneurship 95 to 2005. So a good 20 years there of being in business for himself. Was married to Linda Cartridge, Claire Ridge, Jennifer McDaniel, which I believe that was his wife now, right? Jennifer McDaniel. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into Hiro Matsuda was his trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get into some of his names that he went by. Ring names: Hollywood Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Hulk Boulder. That's Hulk Boulder.
The Hulk Boulder holder.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, Hulk Machine. My favorite, Mr. America.
Yeah.
Sterling Golden, Terry Boulder, the Super Destroyer. Right, those were all the names that he used over the years. Let's get into some of his championship accomplishments. International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame 2021. That's IPW. New Japan, IWGP Heavyweight Champion. First one time. IWGP League Tournament. It must have been held by Tony Khan. MSG Tag League Tournament with Antonio Inoki. Greatest 18 Club inductee, Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum, Pro Wrestling Illustrated Comeback of the Year 94 and 2002, Feud of the Year versus who? Feud of the Year in 1986. Scotty?
86? That was, wasn't that Orndorff?
Yes, it was Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Yeah. That's right.
Good, Scotty. Very good. Brian would have nailed it immediately, but very good.
It took me a sec. It took me a sec.
Yeah. Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, 1983, 1999. Match of the year with Hogan or with Mr. T, Piper, and Orndorff. Match of the year, Andre the Giant. That was the main event. 1988. Ultimate Warrior. Match of the year, 1990. Warrior. Match of the year, 2002. Rock. WrestleMania 8 or 18. Sorry. Most hated wrestler of the year, 1996 and 1998. I believe that. Hold on. Let's get into Southeastern Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. Yes, heavyweight champion. Tokyo Sports. He's got a billion accomplishments here. Let's get So I mean, of course, WWE. How many times did he win the WWE heavyweight championship? Do you know? WWF, WWE championship.
I'd say if you're going WWE, maybe not.
Both.
Might be WWF.
Both
No, because he won it. He won it when it was under WWE as well. He won the undisputed. Yeah, he won the undisputed title at least twice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
But the WWF run, that was. God, if I had to guess, 5 times?
6 times.
Dang it.
Tag team champion with Cope.
That's right. He was tag team champion with Old Edge.
With Edge. He won the Rumble twice, 1991. Hall of Fame twice. Individual in 2025. And as a member of the New World Order in 2020. So some of Terry's accomplishments. Alleged fabrications.
Yeah,
this is our favorite part of Hulk Hogan because anything that Terry said, he was the TMZ of wrestling. You just couldn't believe it all. Hogan was accused of multiple times allegedly fabricating elements of his past, including that he was one of the last people to see Kerry Von Erich prior to his death. That had experience with a terminal ill child through a Make-A-Wish Foundation at SummerSlam in 1992, inspired the song of his Hulk Rules album, and he was scouted by the MLB. Remember, he said that because Macho Man was
played for Macho Man actually was on the Reds. So
Andre the Giant, he said he body slammed Andre the Giant. Andre weighed 600 pounds. During his appearance on the Bubba the Love Sponge, Hogan claimed that he had a 10-inch penis. During the Gawker trial, he admitted, and this is my favorite Hulk Hogan line of all time. I love this. He admitted in court that it was not true, claiming he was speaking as the character Hulk Hogan and not as Terry. So Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. Terry Blanchard, 3.5. So that's my favorite. Can you guys wait a minute, what do we got? Does anyone have any Hulk Hogan Japanese clips? I'm sure there's something out there.
I'd say if you want to see him wrestle, that's where you see him wrestle. He did put on some bangers over in Japan.
Kevin Erickson, Deadpool says, don't forget he was a dad also. Maybe the second best dad, only to one other. That is true. Mm-hmm. He was second best dad ever. Well, you know what? Today, Terry, you are the best dad ever. Tomorrow, not so much. We're going to forget about you. So. That's hilarious. Some of his lawsuits.
Lots.
Belzer lawsuit. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Show me that it's real.
Okay.
Yeah. puts Belzer in a chokehold and just a little bit of pressure, and Belzer goes nap and hits his head on the floor, busts his head open, and there was a lawsuit.
And Belzer got all the money to buy a villa in France, and he called it Shea Hogan.
Yeah, Shea Hogan. Hogan wore WrestleMania 6 was an awesome match. Yeah. Hey, Courtney, what's going on? $5 million in that settlement.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 million. So Shea Hogan.
And that was back what in the 80s?
Howard
Yeah.
Stern
I don't think it was
Belger
90s, was
suggested
it?
the real settlement amount was actually closer to 400,000, not 5 million. So Hogan probably said that he settled for a total of 5 million.
Hogan's on his wiki running wild.
He testified in a McMahon trial, 1994. Hogan had received immunity from prosecution. Testified in the trial of Vince McMahon related to shipping steroids and receiving both parties for the WWF physical George T. Zorana. Is it Zorana? Zorhana?
Zaharian.
Zaharian. Gesundheit. Under oath. He told the truth under oath. That's crazy. Hogan admitted he had used antibiotic steroids since 1976 to gain size and weight. But the McMahon,
I thought that was the vitamins.
Well, say your prayers, shoot your vitamins. Yeah.
Shoot your vitamins.
The evidence given by Hogan proved extremely costly to the government case against McMahon due to the judicial issues. McMahon was found not guilty.
Not guilty.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Terry. So
Hey, but by the way, just so you know, that say your prayers and shoot your monkey hormones just doesn't sound right to most people. So.
It doesn't rhyme. You can't put that on a t-shirt.
done. We're doing it. Say your prayers and take your monkey vitamin. Shoot your monkey vitamins.
Shoot your monkey vitamins.
Gawker lawsuits. Gawker lawsuit. Gawker released some information. That was the Bubba the Love Sponge, the Hogan sex tape. Yeah. Where Hogan banged Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, knowingly, I'm sure.
No, wait, was it Hogan or Terry? That makes a big difference in the video.
This was definitely Terry.
Okay.
This was definitely Terry. The Hulkster would have
say your prayers, eat your vitamins, take your blue pill.
Take your blue pill, right? I took one of those blue pills the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I swallowed it, but it didn't go down all the way. I fucking ended up with a stiff neck.
But
thank you. Anyway, I'll be here. Try the veal. I'll be here all night. Lawsuit backed by Silicon Valley billionaire Peter Thiel, who helped Hogan finance the whole thing. So Gawker outed this guy, told everybody he was gay. And this guy kind of said, one day I'm going to get Gawker back. And he did. He helped Hogan win this trial and basically bankrupt Gawker. I don't know that Hogan ever got really any money from that once they bankrupted. Accused of more alleged fabrications. Hogan was accused of multi times allegedly fabricating elements of his past, including the one where he was the last people to see. Okay, I just read that. There was also one where he wrestled 3 times and in two different time zones or something. What was that one? I can't remember.
No, he wrestled in Japan and then said he came back to America and went back in time and wrestled the day before.
Yeah.
Because he had to fly across the international date line or something to that effect. It was hysterical. It's like, he's the only person to wrestle. God, how did he put it? It's like he's the only person to wrestle in 2 different days, I can't remember. It was just something weird about crossing the international date line, so he went back in time or something.
It was horseshit. It was all horseshit.
It was all horseshit.
So. It was all fabricated. Fabricated.
Hey, what's up, Josh Olsen? What's up? Hulk Hogan is not. That's why we're talking about Hulk Hogan. So, anyway, some people have come out. You guys got any comments before we move on to the next little thing?
Yeah, okay. I mean, it is what it is. Hogan was known for his lying.
Very polarizing for sure.
Yeah. When did Hogan start souring on everybody? Question for the room. When did you start seeing through his BS?
So I kind of fell out of wrestling for a little bit. And then I picked it back up when WCW came around, and I kind of watched a little bit of WCW here and there. And then when the Outsiders came to WCW, I was totally into the story, right? I was like, oh my God, these guys were over there. Right. And then then Hogan shows up. That's when I started to enjoy Hogan, because I'm a heel. So I love heels. And Hogan was, to me, one of the top heels ever. This guy was to be able to turn on his fans the way he did was amazing. And this guy was a face forever. Like this guy sold a ton of gimmicks, and I don't have a list. I'll have that for the next show. But who sold more gimmicks, Hulk Hogan or I think Stone Cold did, but Hulk Hogan was like right up there with his Hulkamania shirt. Probably the racial shit. Um, probably the racial shit is when I kind of just was like, yeah, he's kind of, I don't know, he's kind of a prick. I watched that Hogan's Knows Best. That was a terrible show.
Yeah.
Terrible show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if I really. I think I kind of just fell in line with everybody else with fuck Hulk Hogan. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's the horse shit. I mean, you can't believe the fabrications for sure. You can't believe anything. But I enjoyed Hulk Hogan in a lot of ways, and then I hated him in a lot of ways. So I don't know if I ever really soured on Hulk Hogan. You can like the character and hate the person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's the Chris Benoit principle.
I never really liked Chris Benoit, so no, not for me.
No.
I never was a Chris Benoit fan, but there were a lot of people.
I love Chris Benoit. You know, liked him as a professional. Hated what he did outside the ring, but yeah, I can agree with you. Like for me, like it wasn't a matter of me souring on him. It was just that the combined, like over time, things just built up, and you just kind of, whether it was the racial stuff or the constant lying, because again, you can go on YouTube right now and search up Hulk Hogan lies, and you will find multiple videos by tons of different podcasters talking about, like, you know, the lies and debunking every single one of them. Stevie Richards has done one. Cornette.
I love Stevie Richards. He almost got me today because I was like, my kid was like, "Hey, we're going to the gym." I was like, "All right, I'll meet you there." And then he was like, "I'll be there in 20 minutes." And I started going down a rabbit hole. Thank God I didn't went down too far and I was able to climb out. Otherwise, I'd still be sitting here watching Stevie Richards stuff.
But yeah, but it's the lies, it's the racism, it's the backstage stories you hear of Hogan's politicking over the years, and
that's not going to work for me, brother.
Yeah, exactly. All of that kind of stuff. It's just, it was never one thing that truly soured me, but it just kind of all built up to a point where, again, I can go back and I can watch the Hogan stuff, but just like the Chris Benoit stuff, I go back and I watch it with a tinge of sadness, because knowing what Hulk Hogan was and became over those years, and how his reputation soured, you know, over time soured his professional accomplishments. I can still agree that he's one of the biggest names in wrestling history.
Mount Rushmore, right? Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, most definitely. But at the same time, you still look at it with that tinge of, like, what could he have been had he actually been the all-American, had he actually followed that image that he gave on TV.
How was he not like canceled?
Yeah.
Like with everything that goes on now, the cancel, you can't cancel certain people. Like me, you can say, "You never cancel me. I don't give a shit."
He got too big.
Yeah.
You think you could be too big to be canceled?
Oh yeah. Here's the thing. Even if there are some people that even if they get their name run through the mud, it's still that person to different people, right? So
McMahon
still get right.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what they do and like how much is coming out, there are still people that will stand up and defend McMahon. Mm-hmm. Maybe not personally, but defend his business dealings and what he's, you know, what he meant to this business. And it's going to be the same thing with Hogan. No matter how much he did to destroy his own reputation, there will be plenty of people who will come out and still hold him in high esteem, because like they can separate the wrestler from the man, and they can look back at what he meant to them back then and still hold that in such high regard.
I'm going to tell you that personas in wrestling are just turned up a little bit from the regular person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have somebody that's like an invert, and then when they get, it's rare, very rare that you have somebody that's an invert, and then when they get in the ring, they go crazy, right? This was Terry. Terry was Hulk Hogan. Answer your own question, Rob.
Oh, so the curtain really started getting pulled back for me at the WrestleMania at Caesar's Palace, or not? Yeah, the outdoor one. That was 9, right?
Where he comes in and
yeah, that's when the curtain started getting pulled back, and me as a kid, who believed everything with wrestling, right? And I didn't know about like the innards and storylines and politics and all that kind of stuff. You kind of get introduced to that at that point. So it's kind of like, okay, so why is Hogan here? This makes no sense. This makes 0 sense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I started getting the inside scoop on what was going on with Hogan. The politics, we can't do this without Hogan, and
Hogan must pose.
Right.
That's
like we're not going to sell enough. We're not going to sell enough tickets if we don't have this guy in front of everybody. Yeah. So that's when he kind of slowly.
He did.
Oh, he did.
Butts in seats, yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, I enjoyed everything he did up into even the NWO stuff was amazing. But just you always, when you kind of rolled into the 90s, you started to get like the internet, right?
Yeah.
So you started to hear about all the backstage stories,
all the dirt sheets, all the dirt sheets,
exactly what was going on. Hogan had creative control and this, that, and the other, and you start to see all that along with what's going on in the ring, and it starts clicking. It's like, oh man, maybe he's not this all-American I thought he was.
Yep.
I think at the end of this, what bothers me the most is with everything that Hogan did over the years, and everyone exaggerates stories. I didn't really take a blue pill last night, guys. I'll put that out there. Everybody exaggerates stories, and everybody does things in their life that they're not proud of, right? Everybody says things and whatever. He never once apologized.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's owning your own shit is very important. We all make mistakes. We all say things. I've said things, promise. I say things on the daily. Most of mine's out of comedic humor or to make myself laugh. But you got to be a certain type of person to be able to recognize your faults and say, that wasn't cool. I apologize. I've hurt a lot of people. I heard a demographic of people. There was a ton of black people that loved Hulk Hogan. There's a ton more today that do not.
Yeah.
So, wonder why.
Yeah. We're not going to go into why. We don't have to. I mean, because it's pretty well known. So, all right, we're going to move forward. Some people who made some comments. A guy that we have not really heard from at all. Vince McMahon. The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time. Someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer. He the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star to a global phenomenon. And I agree with that. I agree with that. His grit and unbridled thirst for success was unparalleled. And he made him the consummate. I'll get it out. Consummate professional as a performer. He gave everything he had to the audience, whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. He leaves us with one of his favorite expressions: train, take your vitamins, shoot up your monkeys. I don't know, and say your prayers. Today we pray for him. So that was Vince McMahon, who we have not heard from since.
In a while.
Yeah. So Jimmy Hart was broke his silence following the death of Hulk Hogan, sharing his deeply emotional. There's a guy that's really going to be in trouble because he was on the coattails of Hogan for the last 40 years.
Also, by the way, a guy doesn't even look like he ages.
Jimmy Hart, he looks exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He found
his secret.
Forever.
He found the fountain of youth somewhere. Like, I swear, I don't know what it is.
He takes Jimmy. 2 blue pills a day.
Right. Watch his neck. What can I say about losing when you're losing your best friend? First, to Hulk Hogan's family, I love you. I am here for you all, Hulkster. You always kept me close to you through everything. It was an honor. We traveled the world and back the world back and forth, sometimes through multiple time zones. Wherever we went, Hulkamania was alive, brother. The fans always came out, and they did. Through all the horse shit, they still came out. When he started,
Yeah.
when they had the American beer, they came out. There's
They drank it. It didn't
lines.
matter how it tasted.
Yeah, it tastes like shit. I'm sure. I didn't get a chance. I hate beer anyway, and I can't imagine this. Randy actually drank the beer, and he's still living. So
Piss water.
piss water. So let me see what else we got. Linda McMahon. She spoke. Sylvester Stallone is heartbroken over the passing of Hulk Hogan. Sylvester Stallone updated his post on Facebook account. Oh, I'll send you a friend request. As he shared his sadness over Hulk Hogan's passing. Remember, the first time they met was just 26 years ago. He was just 26 years old. Stallone said Hogan was a great person and a true showman whose talent helped make Rocky III something special. Stallone said that he was heartbroken over the loss and still finds it hard to believe. I think I was, I don't know if I said this, and there's a lot of people speaking out. I'm not going to go into what Donald Trump said because it might get us canceled. But there were, I forget what I was going to, where was I going? Before I saw Donald Trump? Damn it.
I had no idea where you were going.
I was going somewhere. I don't remember where I was going. Okay. Anyway, again, very polarizing. Hogan was very Hogan. He was very Terry. Hogan must pose. These are all things we've said over the years about Hulk Hogan. Anytime Hulk Hogan was on screen here, I mean, their Netflix debut, he got more booze than Dominic Mysterio's mustache.
Yeah.
So, he will be missed. And that's what I was getting ready to say. I don't know if all three of us were chatting, Scotty, Ricky, and I, were chatting before or after the show. We talked about Ozzy Osbourne dying, and Theo dying,
Comes in
Jamal Warner, and I said, wouldn't it be something if Hulk Hogan was the next one? Was that with you, Scotty? Was I talking to you and Ricky?
I don't remember you saying that. I
feel like I was. I was talking to someone. I thought it was you guys. Maybe been just Ricky. I don't know.
Maybe you said it to Ricky because I don't remember hearing you say that. But like the fact that you said that, you brought it into the universe. Why did you do that?
I spoke it. Again, things came out weeks ago. Bubba the Love Sponge came out and said Hogan wasn't doing well. Of course, their camp said otherwise. He had he had some sort of spinal surgery, throat surgery. What did he have? I can't remember.
Heart surgery.
What was it?
I thought it was heart surgery. They're replacing a valve or something.
Is that what it was?
Is what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's. There's going to be 50 million stories until you actually get the truth, obviously. But what I heard was something about a valve they were replacing in his heart. It didn't take the valve right. They had to take it out and put a new one back in. And in the process of that, he didn't make it.
Yeah. So he did pass away at his home today from cardiac arrest. So, again, sad day for wrestling. We're not going to forget Hulk Hogan ever. He will always be the Mount Rushmore of wrestling figures in a lot of ways, not just figures, but as a personality. Neck surgery. Yeah. He had some. Yeah, that's right, Randy. He had some sort of neck surgery. And then he wasn't doing well for the neck surgery. So, but anyway, we lost a guy today that he was wrestling, right? For a lot of us. Like he was the gateway of how we got into wrestling. If you were from those years of that demographic of people, just like it was The Rock for a lot of people, just like it was Stone Cold for a lot of people, or Ric Flair,
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, I mean. But you always had to have this gateway guy that was going to get you into the business. And Hogan was that guy.
The gateway drug.
The gateway drug. So, anyway, that's good. Thank you guys so much. I know we just kind of jumped on here. Rob, I appreciate you jumping here. We need more Rob in our life.
I know everybody does.
I don't wanna
Especially
see
all the
that
single
every time-
ladies out there. Ladies, I'm single. Okay.
He's single looking to tickle.
Good God.
I thought you were dating Steve.
What? No.
No, okay, my bad. Speaking of Steve and the Independent Rewind, tell us give us a rundown on Independent Rewind. What you got going on?
So as per normal,
What
all you
women's matches are you watching making fun of their feet?
So I actually pulled one up the other day that we gotta watch. Checking on old some old stuff that we from this weird channel. It's a whole thing anyway. But of course, if you go to Patreon, yeah, pretty much. If you go to Patreon, join our Patreon, $5-10 a month, pick a tier, whatever you want. Plenty of extras. You get the videos Thursday, 7 a.m. before anybody else does.
I'm a subscriber.
Yes, we got all kinds of shorts.
How many subscribers are you up to right now?
I can count them on one hand.
Yeah. All right. Are you the other one?
No, actually, we have another subscriber, believe it or not.
Right.
And they're a $10 tier, so which is awesome.
Oh, okay.
I know, moving up the world.
Okay.
As per normal, always Saturdays, 12 o'clock, like clockwork. Out comes a video on YouTube. We've been kind of delving a little bit into Rumble, checking that out, or Rumble, whatever that new
Rumble.
YouTube is. And ProWrestlingTees.com. We have a new shirt out.
That's a nice shirt.
Go order it. It's super soft.
Yeah.
It's like being hugged by a big girl. And everybody likes a big girl hug.
Speaking of hug by a big girl, when are you having the best dad ever on the pod? When are we having you? We
got to get you over here. We've had a lot of guests here lately, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
It's starting to take off. It's starting to get out there. We got a line of people wanting to come on now, which is weird.
Yeah, but they're not me.
Yeah, it's entertaining when you're here.
Yeah, sure. So, anyway, that's good, dude. Here for Hardway Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you go like, subscribe. We did have a guest. Not sure what happened with the guest, but and I will cuss him out later on. I was
going to cost you $50.
No, it did not this time. Son of a bitch.
Because that would be just incredible.
It was just incredible. God damn it. I hope that guy's leg falls off. Anyway.
Not great, not good, but just incredible.
Just incredible. Now, we had not just incredible, Alto Montoya, whatever his.
The Portuguese man of war.
Portuguese man of war. Yeah. What a dickhead. Anyway. Yeah, make sure you go like and subscribe. Go check out the Independent Rewind. Go give them a follow. Join their Patreon. You can join our Patreon too. It's $5 a month. It's cheaper than his. Fuck.
Yeah.
And you get the fantasy.
Yeah, you get your fantasy league, which Rob is a part of, and can't seem to find his way out of last place most of the time.
I wasn't last place this time.
Jessie was because she didn't.
Yes, she was.
She didn't fill out 2 of the cards, and she was damn.
That's not my problem.
So where we have we crowned a new champion. We crowned a new champion. Money in the Bank, our Hard Way in the Bank coming for next month. So that'll be interesting. So we'll get more into that later on. But thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
On the Hard Way.